from last year. Holy cow. Over here, and oh my gosh. You know what? Coconut would have been a good ingredient. That is because in 20 days, am I too old to wear this? Unrealistic beauty standards online. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday. It's also the Good Sleep Day event that's happening with the Packed Portions cooking event. So let's see what sort of Pokemon showed up. I put out a Mawile incense yesterday. So we will see whether or not we're able to catch it and whether or not it's any good. I tried to catch a pooper yesterday and I had to give it a bonus biscuit and then a poke biscuit. But after the poke biscuit, it got full. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch that. And I hadn't had any Charmander show up either. I know I have a Charmander incense, but I'm saving that for recording days. So this is session 689 for Pokemon Sleep. Let's see. Oh, a Sableye. It's a new sleep style. We got the Mawile there. Not shiny, but would have been sick if it was. And she's sleeping on her tummy. There's a lot of whistling noise outside, so... Oh my gosh! I have 2 more Mawiles. And this Ninetales is holding the tail. How cute! It kind of looks like it's eating its tail. So yeah, I have 3 Mawiles that showed up. Looks like I didn't really need to use the incense, but hey. 3 means there's more opportunities to catch if one of them gets hungry. I mean, if one of them gets full. I hope one of them are hungry as well. And finally, the Sableye on top of the belly. Gonna get a lot of dream shards and candy for this one. And this is the 4-star. I think this is the last one. Oh no, I lied. I'm missing the 2-star sleep style. The 3-star is nice. And I want to catch it because I don't think I've caught in one yet. I think this is still the one from last year that's been like running away every time I've been attempting to catch it, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. Oh, and this is a 3-star sleep style. Pretty. Tail blanket sleep. Oh, and then this one here. I have this blanket that I love, and it was a non-negotiable for me to bring over to Singapore during the move. And there's this one edge of the blanket that I really like to rub because it's like really soft and it's just like my comfort thing. So this is Mawile. Its cute looking face makes opponents let down their guard, and then it chomps them with its huge jaws. It very occasionally sleeps while hugging its jaws. It's hard to tell if it's a trap or not unless you get closer. Cute and functional, and it protects her from predators. So the other 2 are the same sleep style. They're all flattened sleep. Oh look, it's like mirrored of each other. Alright, so we finally uncovered all the sleep styles. Now let's get into catching. Anyone hungry? No one's hungry. Let's take a look at the Sableye. Yeah, that Sableye from last year. Holy cow. There's 4 more bars, but I want to prioritize the Mawile. Yeah, that's 16 pips. Alright, so, oh my god, did you see that when it walks? The back of its head doesn't have hair. It's only the fringes, and then there's a bald spot on its tail too. Never saw the side profile of a Mawile before, so that was definitely an interesting sight. But let's throw a bonus biscuit, and it's going to be 3. I do have great biscuits. Let's see whether or not we can catch it. Hopefully I get a big hit somewhere along the way, so that saves me some biscuits. Otherwise, I'm throwing everything I got for something that may not even be good. Okay, so this is all full. Luckily, we have 2 more chances over here. So let's go with the one behind the rock. The Girl Behind the Rock. That sounds like a novel book. A title to a novel. Alright, I have 2 more great biscuits. So I really hope big hit. And yeah, we got it. So we caught our first Mawile. I'm really hoping this is a one and done for me. I'm tempted to pick up that Sableye, but I don't need one. It's not a Pokemon that I see most people use anyways. I mean, can it be viable in expert mode? I don't know. But I would have wanted to catch one for the dex. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it because I want to complete my collection. I want to have like one of everything. So we'll give it a great biscuit, and then we'll give it a poke biscuit. And I will never have to attempt catching it ever again. Look at that mischievous smile. And it was also a big hit. So I probably should have done the poke biscuit first. Yeah, I messed up there. I should have done poke biscuit first. It may or may not have big hitted, but it's better than using a poke biscuit and a great biscuit. But lessons learned. Let's go into the recap screen. I'll do the one with the rocks. There's just a little bit more dimension there. I'm still at rank 62, and I got 15k dream shards from that. Oh my gosh. Alright, the moment of truth. Oh, I also noticed there were no Charmanders again. Or larvatars. I haven't seen any larvatars. This is hasty. I don't know if that's looking good already. It's a double corn. We've got helping speed, sleep exp bonus, inventory up M, helping speed M, and skill trigger at the very end. And this is an ingredient finding Pokemon, by the way. So helping speed is nice to see. The inventory space is nice as well, especially because Mawile doesn't evolve. Skill trigger at the very end, that's nice. Sleep exp bonus, I wish it was an ingredient finder, but yeah, hasty nature is not really the best. So now, do I see myself putting in more effort in the future to catch another one? I don't know, unless it really fills a gap in terms of ingredient for something that I'm missing, then probably. Otherwise, it's probably going to be a end game goal for me to catch a better one. Let's take a look at the Sableye, see if it's any better. Double mushrooms. So this is a skill specialty Pokemon. It's a Dream Shard magnet Pokemon, and these are the sub skills. So helping speed S, inventory up M, sleep exp bonus again, skill trigger, and inventory up S. Almost like the Mawile that we just caught, which is pretty crazy. It's an ingredient up. Oh no, that's not a good nature. I don't want main skill chance down on a skill specialty Pokemon, but yeah, gonna have this for the collection. Never gonna use it, but I am done, so that is great. So today's catches were not really that good, but in terms of progress I've been making for the events with my cooking, I'm doing a lot better than I thought, so I'm really happy. My biggest concern was that I wasn't gonna get enough ingredients, and yes, I did sleep with my ingredient team overnight. I'm not too worried about the berries portion of this week. I just feel like I can make up for it with my cooking instead. And thanks to a good sleep day event going on, I'm gonna get more dream shards. So my cookie problem is slowly going to get taken care of, but I'm at Master 8 right now, and let's pick up all of our ingredients. So the real game changer is the fact that ingredient type Pokemon are going to be gathering you a +1 ingredient for the ingredients that they bring you, which is great. So I find myself having enough ingredients to make my 2 highest dishes for this week, and I've been able to do so except for the first meal of Monday because I just didn't have enough stuff. But I think that I am on track, if everything works out, to hit M20 for the first time. So this might be, I mean, maybe I'm pulling the carriage before the horse, but if all things work out, this might be the new best event to hit your M20 goals without much effort. So let's throw in some apples. You see, my initial concern was that because it's going to be a 50% pot increase, I was afraid I wasn't going to have ingredients to fill up the pot, but just my Nightcat Pikachu and Wigglytuff itself gives enough ingredients to fill up the extra space. Maybe I should save that coin just in case. And because my ingredient finding Pokemon are able to bring me 1 additional ingredient for every ingredient they find, I am doing really well with ingredients. So this is 142k dish strength, no extra tasty. And the great thing is I'm leveling up my dishes as well. So this is great, but it's also dangerous because you get pretty used to it. And then once the event's over, you're back to low numbers and you feel so weak. You feel weak and slow because your Pokemon don't gather that much ingredients as well. And then the other day I realized that it's kind of like having a camp ticket on, since the buffs are almost the same. The Pokemon help a little bit better, and you get the extra pot space with the camp ticket, along with other bonuses that I didn't mention, but that's besides the point. We are at Master 11, so we are I don't want to say very close. We're almost there. Well, maybe not even almost. We're making good progress. I think that's fair to say that we're making good progress. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys, but the quality of life thing, when you're trying to cook a meal and then you go on a recipe that you don't have enough of, it basically shows up like this, where it shows the ingredient details, although the window is a little smaller. But I love that. That was a great quality of life thing, so I don't have to go into the pot menu here to check. But let's see. Ingredients are doing good. I can switch out my cortado since I have a really good amount of coffee. So let's see. Maybe I'll bring out, actually, I don't know. Maybe I'll bring out another tomato farmer since Maxwell is struggling a little bit. Or maybe I'll bring up my Vaporeon. Let's do that instead, actually. I can farm for sausages to make the corn keema, but I don't want to make that if I can make my other dish. So this is Aqua, and it has been around with me since August 4th, 2023. So almost 2 years ago, during the beginning stages of my Pokemon sleep journey, and it wasn't the best in terms of subskills in nature. I think me 2 years ago, I was just trying to raise Pokemon that I enjoyed, and that was like simpler times when there wasn't that much information about the meta and people just played how they liked. But the thing is, even with a bad subskill nature list, this Vaporeon still did a really good job, because naturally Vaporeon procs its skill a lot during the day. So with this, I can get extra ingredients. Do I need to use it? No, but I think it'll be fun to have it out. Also, just to experience what the main skill will look like, since there is a buff on that too. I could do my Murkrow, since they farm coffee and beans, so that can give me extra beans, just in case I don't have enough to make my other curry dish. I can default to my corn keema one. Now let's take a look over here, and oh my gosh, I didn't even know there was this. But Farfetch'd is finally coming to the game. Wow, this was a nice surprise to open up to. But let's see. It is a flying type, of course. There have been reports of a Pokemon appearing that we haven't seen around here before. Maybe this is thanks to the sleep research you've all been conducting. It may be possible to encounter it during sleep research sometime soon. And you see it there, it looks like the background of Cyan Beach because of that seashell. The brown color looks a little lighter than what I remember Farfetch'd's color to look like. But wow. So obviously, he's holding a leek, right? So this means, are we going to have a better leek farmer? But also, this is a Pokemon that doesn't evolve. So this is like 3 times back to back to back 16 pip Pokemon, which is, oh my gosh, this is just so expensive. So yeah, tough time to be free to play, but still manageable. Now, Farfetch'd is a Pokemon that I am excited about, depending on how much leeks it's going to be. I would be very surprised if it's a berry finding Pokemon, because why would you take away the crown of leek farming away from the Pokemon holding the leek? You know, kind of like with the Chansey line, where it was a ingredient finding Pokemon with eggs. So most likely will be ingredient, would be a huge curveball if it's a berry specialty. But this is so exciting, and right now I do have a Quaquaval that I use to farm leeks, but it does its job, but there's some moments where I feel like it doesn't excel or farm as much as I want. So having this little bad boy would be very nice. And you see the Quaxley there as well. So this is the Summer Festival 2025. So we had the Spring Festival that happened, and now we're having the Summer Festival. So event details. This summery week-long event will feature greater appearance rates for water, flying, and bug-type Pokemon. But you don't see any bug type over here. You know what? Coconut would have been a good ingredient, because you can have the Alolan Executor and Crabrawler as well that can drop coconuts. But okay, let's continue. To commemorate this event, 1 new curry and stew recipe will be added around June 19th. Oh, so there's only 1. Springfest we had 2, and if they're following the trends, then this dish will be leek heavy. You will also be able to use the limited time candy Cramomatic function, which is really great. So you basically take your surplus candy that you don't use, and you can turn that into other candies, which is nice. The chance of it being the candy that you want isn't 100%. So for example, if I put in only Rattata candy, there is higher chance of it being a normal S-type candy or M-type, but there is a chance that it could be like a psychic type candy as well. But yeah, we're hoping that you're looking forward to this. I'm actually really excited. Leek is an ingredient that I always need for my curries and my salads. So having a Pokemon that could be potentially better than my Quaquaval, or just using both of them together to farm leeks. Oh, even for dessert week with Zingzap Cola, actually. Although I can't really say much about dessert because I don't roll dessert often. But yeah, leeks are a really great ingredient to have, even for filler, because they have a lot of points, the base points. So this event is happening on June 23rd to June 30th, and it's happening in all areas. So the end of this month, right before I leave for my girls trip. Event period, mission period are the same time and date. Now here are the bonuses to be expected. The following effects will trigger in the applicable areas during this event. So on all days, dishes will be set to curries and stews, which is great because then I could prep in advance to hit M20 maybe on Cyan Beach. We'll see what area is going to be the ideal place for us to go, but that is pretty exciting. And as you guys know, curries and stews are pretty much my specialty. So the final dish strength gains from dishes will be multiplied by 1.5, and you know everything that's in the brackets by now. A few Pokemon of different sleep styles will appear during sleep research regardless of your sleep type for that day, and certain Pokemon will be more likely to appear. You may even meet certain shiny Pokemon, so shiny chances are increased as well. And then the limited time Candy Cram-O-Matic, we've seen that. So I think last year for the summer festival, that was when they introduced Cramorant. And fun fact, Cramorant was also my first one and done catch. Well, not one and done. The first one I encountered was a shiny and I caught it. So same with my Murkrow. New Pokemon, first sleep, first time seeing it, and it was a shiny. So hopefully the trend continues. It didn't continue for Mawile, but I'm hoping that is the case for Farfetch'd. And these are the appearance rates. So for the list of the slightly greater appearance rate, we're looking at Squirtle, Caterpie, Psyduck, Slowpoke, Doduo, Pinsir, Totodile, Wooper, Heracross, Delibird, Swablu, Rufflet, Grubbin, Cramorant, and Quaxly. And I said that all in one breath. So places that you're not going to find Farfetch'd would be Tulpalo, Snowdrop Tundra, and Lapis Lakeside. But you will be able to find it in Greengrass Isle, Cyan Beach, and Old Gold Power Plant. So Old Gold Power Plant has, between the three that does have Farfetch'd, the smallest spawn pool. And taking a look at it, there's Caterpie, I don't need one. Wooper, I might need. Grubbin, I could find another Grubbin. I would like another Grubbin, but then again, my Cortana does pretty good. I mean, I have like, what, 68 coffee beans on me right now, so... And it's not even that great in terms of nature and sub-skills, but it's doing me pretty well. And I only leveled it up to like level 30, and then because it was doing good, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna add in more candy, so I slipped in more candy. So maybe I don't really have a dire need to catch a better Grubbin at the time being, and then Quaxly, I already have a good Quaxcovo. But by going to Old Gold Power Plant, I do lower my spawn pool, which will make it more likely for the Farfetch'd to appear, compared to Greengrass Isle or Cyan Beach. But let's take a look at Cyan Beach. We got Squirtle. I already have a Mono Milk Squirtle that I recently caught, which is really nice. Caterpie, not needed like I mentioned. Psyduck, not really. Slowpoke, I don't really need one. And honestly, I've never used my Slowpoke. Pinsir, I have one, I don't need. I have better apple and honey farmers. Totodile is tempting. Wooper, Heracross, not sure. Rufflet, not sure. Cramorant, I already have. And if you want an extra tasty, you're better off with Dedenne. And then lastly, Quaxly. So this is a tough choice. I think, so in terms of my chances of getting M20, I'm not sure how I'll do with the power plant. I know that going to Cyan will be easier, but maybe I want to challenge myself and do a power plant. I can prep, get all the ingredients I need for my stews. But then again, because it's not double pot, I would either have to run a camp ticket, which I don't really want to do, or I rely on pot expanders, and my Magnezone would do pretty well there because it's a steel type. Yeah, lots to think about. So for me, I'm either going to be at Cyan Beach or Old Gold Power Plant. And I know people use a calculator, like they team build and then use a calculator and see whether or not they'll hit their M20 goal. I'm just a little bit too lazy, and I'm kind of like a go with the flow type of person. So yeah, I'm gonna go with what feels right. And then this is more details about the Candy Cram-O-Matic. So you basically feed in 40 Pokemon candies, and then you get one M-size candy of a random type. So yeah, I said S size, it's actually M size. Let me show you guys what that looks like. So if you go to your bag, you go to Pokemon candies, you give in these candies here. So for example, I give in 40 Spheal candies, and then I get a M-type Pokemon candy, which I'll show you in a minute. But look at that, these are all my candies. So I have 1,046 Cubone candies, but the highest candy amount I have is 1,628 Spheal candies. And then when you put these candies in, they will become one of these. So you see like normal type candy, water type, and then how you use it, how it works is you do use, and then you select on the Pokemon. So for example, if I use Miraku, then it will become a Squirtle candy so that I could use on my Blastoise. And one M-type candy will give you 25 candy for any water type, or in this case, water type. But yeah, event news, that was pretty exciting. How excited are you guys about Farfetch'd? I am a lot more excited about Farfetch'd than I am about Mawile, only because it fills the need of something that I still struggle with, even though I have a level 60 Quaxcovo that has double ingredient finder, and I think it even has ingredient finding M nature. It's double leeks as well, but there are some days where I don't get enough leeks, so I struggle a little bit. This is an answer to the prayers, and I am just very excited. So I definitely want to catch this, and moving forward, I'm going to save my resources for this event. So we could look forward to that end of this month. And then I got a medal for the times I've gone to bed and gotten stamps. So what did I get? I got 37k dream shards. Wow. Now let's go into the research community. And this is my iced latte, same as yesterday. Although yesterday I forgot to mention that I still use white honey, still very delicious. Cheers. I know that too much caffeine for you isn't good, but since moving here, I've been on a caffeine kick. Back at home, I was on a matcha kick, but here, like, caffeine is my vibe. I do make sure to hydrate with regular water or tea because coffee can be dehydrating for your body. There's this new little coffee stand in my area that recently opened, and I gave it a try yesterday because they had a matcha menu that looks shiny, but I can't tell. Or maybe because it's in the shade. But yeah, I tried their matcha and I was pleasantly surprised. And I'm very happy. I'm surprised and very happy. Happy because now that means that when I pick up my lunch and stuff, I can grab some matcha. But surprised because when I looked at the color of the matcha, I was like, that does not look right. But it was really good. Okay, that Mawile really is throwing me off. So I want to see what a shiny one looks like because I don't know if this is a shiny one. Alright, well, I have solved the mystery. This is not a shiny. It's just because it's under the shade, so the coloring looks different compared to what you see on Bowie Jangles. This is what a shiny Mawile looks like, so now you know. But yeah, I'm super happy. It just brings me so much joy when new places open up around you and it's like just a place in your routine that you can frequent. And yeah, I can start drinking matcha again. I wanted to make matcha at home, but I still haven't gotten the time to look for a matcha bowl and whisk since I left mine back at home. So need to purchase a new one here. And then like a little sieving sifter thing because you want to sift your matcha so you don't get clumps. If you're getting clumps and you're wondering why, ask yourself, do you sift your matcha? So I hope you guys have been doing well. I'm feeling very anxious, and that is because in 20 days my girls trip is going to happen. So I'm going with my best friends and it's 4 of us girls, and I think one of them is bringing their little brother. So girls trip plus little brother, but it's still going to be a lot of fun. And I'm super excited, but then now I'm starting to feel anxious because we're talking about like outfits and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love planning for cute outfits and everything. I love that we're going to coordinate as well, which is fun because, you know, it's those little moments that you get to do and you get to enjoy with your girls plus little brother. And we're going to take a lot of pictures and we're going to look back at this and we're gonna be like, what a time in our life, you know, because this is our first time doing a girls trip like this. So we really want to make the most out of our moment. And look at that Eevee. It looks like the blanket is the tall grass, which is so cute. All right, but what's bringing me anxiety is, oh my gosh, sorry. Carvalho found a shiny Charmander. It's so cute. And when it becomes a Charizard, it's like just so sick as well. But I hope it is good sub-skills in nature for you. I have a shiny Charmander too, but it's not the best sub-skills in nature. So I haven't evolved it, even though I would like to, just because I want to get the shiny Charizard. But yeah, my anxiety, okay, the source of my anxiety is the fact that I have to pack soon. Well, in a couple weeks, right? And the packing part always brings me anxiety because it's like packing enough for your 2-week trip. Am I gonna wear everything that I bring? Am I saving enough space for things that I want to buy when I'm there? And it just gets a little overwhelming. And I've seen some videos of mothers and it makes me think like, wow, it is so stressful. But I've seen videos where mothers are planning for vacations, and not only do they have to pack for themselves, they have to think of their little ones. So like at least 2 outfits a day for their little one, you know, like pajamas, and then their going out clothes or like their dinner clothes or whatever. And that's just so much to think about. Okay, now I am childless, I'm petless, I have no mortgage, but I do have a boyfriend. And I only have myself to pack for this trip. And that is bringing me anxiety, just thinking about like, just knowing I have to rummage through my closet, do all my like outfit combos to see what's gonna make the fit, what's gonna make the cut, what's not gonna make the cut. And is this a shiny Charmander again? Oh my gosh, I think it is. Congrats, Ocelot. That's the second shiny Charmander today. Yeah, it is Carvalho and Ocelot. So yeah, I want to be smart when I pack because I want to make sure that I pack tops and bottoms that can mix and match with each other. not just standalone outfits, because that just takes up too much space in the luggage, and then it's like you got one outfit out of the 2 weeks, and then if it doesn't match with everything else where you can do mix and match stuff, then it's just such a waste of space. And in terms of shoes, I'm only gonna bring 2, the one I wear going there, and then a pair of flats, so I'm not gonna take up too much luggage for shoes. I also don't really have much shoes here, but I want to build a cute collection. But I did plan, because the girls, we decided that we want to do one girls' night out while we're on our vacation. So I was able to plan my girls' night out outfit, which is fun. And it's just going to be so much fun because, you know, we haven't had a girls' night out in a while. Okay, so dressing up for a girls' night out and everything is going to be so cute. The color theme, or the color we're going for is black. So, you know, simple black girls' night out outfit. And I'm wearing a like 2-piece, so a mini skirt and then a black top that is kind of like turtlenecked, but my shoulders are exposed and it's kind of like a knitted, so it is like a little see-through, but it's gonna be dark, so no one's really gonna see much, and there isn't much to see. Oh, and then pairing it with a black belt with gold hardware, and the skirt is a little more of a low rise. I recently learned that I'm a short torso girly. For some time I thought it was a long torso girl, which is why I bought a lot of high-waisted stuff, but then I realized after doing a test that I saw online, yeah, you can learn a lot online, but basically how you can tell if you're a short torso or a long torso is you take your hands and right under your chest you stack your hands like this, and if your hand is above your belly button, then you are long torsoed. But if it is covering your belly button, then you are a short torso or like normal torso. I don't know. But I learned I am not a long torso girl, so now looking back, I'm like, okay, maybe that's why some high-waisted stuff made my body proportions look a little weird. So I started buying lower or mid to low rise items for my wardrobe, and I noticed that just like looks so much better on my body proportions. And yeah, like even at this big age of 31, I'm still learning how to dress myself up. And I think it's a little more difficult now that I'm in my 30s, because I have this thought in the back of my mind when I'm shopping where I'm like, am I too old to wear this? Like, is this age appropriate for me? And that does bring a little bit of insecurities, because it's like, I don't want to offend anyone, especially because I'm still trying to get acquainted with what the culture is like in terms of dressing here in Singapore. Compared to Canada, I would say that my styling here is a lot more conservative. I feel very uncomfortable if I'm showing shoulders, although I see other girls do it, but like I just notice in Asia, if I show too much skin, I get unwanted glances, which makes me feel uncomfortable, but then at the same time, they're just probably not used to like, so I don't know. And I notice the girlies here do dress a little bit more modest, at least from what I've seen in the area that I'm in. I don't know if it's like area dependent. Like back where I lived, you definitely can tell there's like differencing in style depending on which little neighborhood that you're frequenting. But yeah, there's that. So it's like sometimes I wear a skirt and it's above the knees and I'm like, is this okay for me to wear? Do I look crazy? And that makes me sad to feel that way about myself, because I mean, at the end of the day, I could wear whatever the hell I want, right? Also, while I respect the culture and the people around me, but I should wear what makes me feel good and what I think looks good on me. So yeah, it's just like that identity crisis when it comes to styling yourself and like still trying to figure out what your fashion is. I think I got a better idea of what my fashion sense is now compared to several years ago, where it was just like all over the place. But that being said, I'm really excited for the girls trip because we're also doing a color analysis. So I will know what the best colors look like on me. Am I a summer girl, a spring girl, a winter girl? And then also, like, does silver jewelry look better on me or gold? Because growing up, my mom always gifted me gold jewelry, but then my boyfriend gifts me silver jewelry, and silver jewelry is also cheaper and more accessible to purchase for yourself as well. So yeah, I mean, if I'm a gold girl, then that's gonna be pretty expensive moving forward. But if I can do both, then that's like best of both worlds, because currently I do mix and match metals. Like this right here is gold and this right here is silver. When it comes to gold, I don't like gold plated because every gold plated item I've ever gotten has worn off because I like to wear my pieces all the time and I'm pretty oily, so the oil will just rub the gold off and then the metal underneath gets exposed and then my ears get itchy or my skin gets itchy. So usually sterling silver does not make me itch, but if I'm wearing gold, it needs to be like solid gold, otherwise the metals mixed in it gives me an allergic reaction. But yeah, mixing metals, that is what I do. So very excited to see what metals look best on me, what are my best colors. And yeah, it's just like the ultimate girls trip because we're gonna do like we're gonna shop, we're gonna eat, we're gonna look cute, we're gonna take cute photos, we're gonna do all the girly things. And I live in Singapore, okay, so I have access to a lot of different skincare brands, makeup brands, whatever. I can find a lot here, okay, which is like really great. That was the one thing that really excited me moving here, was being able to find the skincare stuff that I wanted easily compared to when I was back in Canada, and sometimes I couldn't find that thing, so I would have to order online, right? But here I have access to it and it's great. But I am going on a girls trip, so I'm trying to hold off on buying any clothes or skincare now so that I can purchase it while I'm there. You know what I mean? Especially because of like the deals that they have going on there, like the 2+1 and everything. So yeah, I'm just super excited. 20 more days. I'm gonna see my best friends. I haven't seen them in a while. We're gonna make so much memories. It's gonna be so fantastic, and I'm just so excited to be able to experience this with them. You know what I mean? Like, it's making me feel so much things and my heart swells with excitement. Oh, the other thing that my friend and I are doing there is makeup classes, because the girlies there, they're really good at makeup and I am not really good at makeup. My regular makeup routine consists of, well, for my base I do sunscreen as my final layer, and then I powder it off with a setting powder because I am oily, otherwise the sunscreen will slip and slide and then it like gets into my eyes and it's uncomfortable. So I powder, and then I do blush on my cheeks, a little bit on my nose, and whatever left over on my chin just to add color back into my face. And I do my eyebrows, and then I curl my lashes. Sometimes I do mascara, sometimes I like to take a dark shadow and just rub it along my lash line to give it a little bit more dimension, and then that's it. I find that with the lips, because I have small lips, if I do color, it puts too much emphasis on my lips and then it looks too weird. Like the facial balance and harmony just looks off, so I just put a clear gloss. I find that that's the best. I've tried so hard to try like lip tints and stuff, but it just looks weird on me. So yeah, natural lip color, just a lip tint. And that is the extent of my makeup. But I want to learn to do it better, because let's say I'm going to a wedding or a special occasion. Sorry about that. I do want to be able to, you know, emphasize my best features, which I think are my eyes. And I do like my eyebrows as well, and my lashes. So like this section here is what I like. I used to hate my nose growing up, but I've learned to love it, and I'm glad that I didn't make any hasty decisions when I was younger. So for any of my younger girls who feel like getting something done, I would say like really wait until you learn to love yourself, okay? Or until your frontal lobe develops. I'm not against plastic surgery, but I do think that I feel a lot of sadness towards the younger generation who are so exposed to unrealistic beauty standards online compared to what it was like for me growing up, where access to certain information wasn't really readily available. So if you didn't know, you didn't know. But now you know all these things that people are doing. And because the information is readily available, it makes it easier for people to think they want to do it because they're chasing a look that just isn't theirs. Which I can start going on about something like a whole different tangent when it comes to that, because I recently watched a movie, The Ugly Stepsister, and it's a twist and adaptation on Cinderella, but it was so beautifully done when it comes to what we as women are socialized to learn about what our value is in the world in terms of our look, and how that plays out with our female relationships, and just like changing yourself for a guy who really isn't that worth it. Situation to your circumstance as well. Like it's just such a well done movie. I highly recommend if you guys want to watch it. And I should probably dedicate a video to talk about this because I feel so strongly about what I saw, and they did it in such a great way. But yeah, all that to say, I'm not against plastic surgery. I know people that got it, family members as well, and I don't shame anyone for getting it. I do think it's an issue when young people, especially in their early 20s, get things done. Like if you're early 20s, you put the needle down. You don't need Botox and filler, okay? You really don't. You need to be happy, cut out the thing that's stressing you out in life, eat well, stay hydrated, keep a clean mind, and pick up a physical activity that is fun to do. And then naturally you're just going to glow from within, and you're just going to be happier with that than to do a quick fix on something that you saw another girl do online and like you want to change your aesthetic to look like her. Like that is just not worth it in the end, and you're ruining your precious baby skin for nothing. Anyways, all that. I'm super excited about the trip. We're going to learn how to do our makeup, so I'm really excited. And we're doing it with a makeup artist that has worked with IVE, if you know the Korean girl group IVE. My bias is Ray from IVE. She is so cute. Also, she looks like Bro Vinny's girlfriend. If you know Bropening and you've seen his girlfriend, or I think might be wife, because I did people ring, she looks like Ray. So next time you guys watch their video, be like, oh my god, Piggy looks like Ray from IVE. That's my girl crush. So yeah, the makeup artist worked on IVE and other girl groups, so I'm really excited. I'm not going for K-pop idol makeup. I just want to do like everyday makeup that just looks like a clean base, and maybe to see if there's like a better way for me to do my eyebrows. I don't know if I have eyebrow blindness or if they might think that there's a better way to do my eyebrows. But also I love seeing how other people do their eyebrows, and I think eyebrows are like my favorite thing to put on when I'm doing my face in the morning. But yeah, that is my little spiel on what's been bringing me excitement and anxiety. Ugly Stepsister, watch the movie. It is so good. I think it was classified as a horror, but it's not like horror in your typical paranormal jump scare type horror. I think the horror is changing yourself to be a version of what you think you need to be in order to fit in society. That is the real horror that is still prevalent in today's society, sadly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are excited for the summer festival that's coming up. Who's excited for Farfetch'd? I'm really excited for Farfetch'd. Chansey, banger. Mawile was okay. Murkrow I like, because the dream shards, the extra dream shards is nice. The ingredients that it gets with the main skill that it has are ingredients that I like to use. But have I really used my Murkrow? No, I haven't. But Farfetch'd, I think I'm gonna get really great use out of if I can find one, because it's definitely gonna be 16 pips and that's gonna be expensive. Actually, for my Happiny, I haven't even found my like good egg farming Happiny yet. But then again, I still haven't needed to really invest in a like minimum viable Pokemon because I just never get dessert week. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it every time you do. Let me know in the comment section, are you excited for Farfetch'd? Do you already have a leek farmer, or are you going to be banking on this Farfetch'd to be your leek farmer? In case you maybe have not yet found like a Dugtrio for early game or a Quackleval for late game. I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day. Take care of yourselves, have fun, and good luck. Bye.